I wanted to talk about a couple things today. Number one, I wanted to do my 6-month check-in. I hit 6 months about a week and a half ago. Number two, wanted to talk about what's going on with me now. Those of you who've been following me know that I am in India. I took a trip to India for a meditation retreat. And since some time has passed, I wanted to just check in. As far as the 6 months, I lost 72 pounds in the 6 months, about 4 pounds in month 6. That rate is a lot slower than it had been in the beginning. I lost 50 pounds in the first 3 months. I still lost weight in the second 3 months. I expected it to slow down, and it was also the holidays, so I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with where I'm at now. I've mentioned this in other videos, but a lot of the problems I had 6 months ago when I began the carnivore diet, high blood pressure, high blood sugar at a pre-diabetic, really elevated cholesterols, especially on my triglycerides, they've all resolved. Everything's gone down to within normal levels, including the cholesterol is back to where it should be. My blood pressure is a little bit lower than normal, 117/75 in my last checkup, and my blood sugar is back within normal limits. So I'm really happy with the way things have been going. At month 6, I had become really accustomed to the carnivore diet. I was happy with it. I wasn't having any cravings whatsoever. It was flowing. It was going really well. Now I'm in India. And I want to talk a little bit about what's been going on here, just because life happens sometimes, and it's not always possible to stay on a diet that we want to stay on. I had hoped when I came to India that there would be Indian food like we have in the US. Chicken korma, tikka masala, meats basically that are cooked in very heavy sauces with a lot of butter and spices. I had figured I would eat those kinds of foods and just skip the rice and the bread. Well, I am in a small town in the Himalayas, population about 6,000, very rural area. They don't have food like that here. The primary food that I'm seeing is soups made from noodles with a little bit of meat. They have dumplings here called momos, which also have meat, but meat is just a minor ingredient in them. I have not seen a single place that serves steak or stews or anything like that, or any of the Indian food that I'm used to. So I've had to kind of go off the carnivore diet for the past week and a half, and I will be pretty much off of it for the month that I'm here. Not too happy about it, but you know what? Life happens. I'm really happy to be in India. I'm enjoying it immensely here. It's a fascinating place. I'm glad that I have the flexibility in my own diet and being able to adjust to foods to really try out the food here. It's good. It's been interesting. Basically what I'm eating is I'm starting out the day carnivore. I'm having an egg and yak cheese omelet. I have a small kitchen and I thought about cooking myself, but there's one butcher in town. I'm sure the food is fine, but it's basically there's a couple carcasses hanging off the ceiling. They're not refrigerated. I am worried that I might get sick if I eat that kind of meat. I don't mind eating it if it's in a soup and it's been boiled. If I could make a stew, I would probably make a stew, but my kitchen doesn't lend itself to that. And I'm not going to get a steak and fry it because it just isn't going to be cooked enough in the middle that I'd feel comfortable eating it. For dinner, same thing. I might have some dumplings. I usually get the vegetable ones because I'm concerned that they have mutton dumplings. They're called momos. They're Tibetan specialty, and they have them throughout the Himalayas. The problem is a lot of times things sit around here during the day. They make the food in the morning and it sits around during the day unrefrigerated. I don't have any reassurance that what I'm eating is going to be cooked to the point where any bacteria in the middle of the dumplings will be killed. I just feel safer eating the vegetable dumplings than I do the meat dumplings, to be honest. How am I feeling? How am I doing with this diet? Well, the noodle soups with the meat, they're going down okay. I've been eating those for the last week and a half and haven't had any problems. The dumplings, same thing. We did get invited to a monastery one day where the monks served us a 7-course vegetarian meal that was mostly beans and rice, different beans cooked in different ways. There were a couple mushroom dishes, and that was really bad. For the next 3 days I had gas, I don't even want to talk about it, it was so bad. that really messed up my digestion, and it took 3 days to get over, so I'm avoiding anything with rice and beans. Occasionally, they have a lot of bread here. They call it paratha. It's almost like a pancake that's been fried. I will have a piece of that once in a while with the soup, just to get a little bit more diversity in my diet. I don't think noodle soup is really a good thing to make that your only thing to eat. It's the primary thing they eat here, but you know, if I'm off carnivore, I've got to mix it up a little bit. For anyone who's coming to India, at least in the Himalayas, I see no way that you're going to be able to eat a carnivore diet. I guess I could have an omelet 2 or 3 times a day, an 8-egg omelet with cheese, but it I don't know. I just don't think that would work. I do well with meat. I do well with my beef, which of course people don't eat beef in India. Cows are sacred. You see them walking around on the streets here. The mutton has a very gamey taste. I don't really like it, and I've never liked goat either. So, strangely, I haven't seen any chicken for sale. I would eat chicken if I saw it, if it was well cooked. Any kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to find, it's hard to sort out what may be caused by jet lag, overwhelm from being in a different culture, and what might be caused by my diet. I've got another 2 weeks here, and that's what I'm going to be doing for these 2 weeks. We have a lot of habitual patterns around food. I feel like my 6 months on carnivore did a real reset on how I eat food, how I respond to it, how I'm not too concerned about cravings. I haven't been eating many sweets, so I'm just going to go with the flow for the next 2 weeks. Enjoy the Indian culture, the food they have available here, and try to be flexible about it. Let what comes up, and I'll deal with it. I'm coming back to the US on March 1st, and I will be making the commitment to continue with the carnivore diet for the next 3 months. I have to say, I felt better on the carnivore diet. It's easier to deal with. That's the way I prefer to eat. A little bit more about India that is interesting is it's super, super cheap here. It's hard to spend more than $2 for a meal. For lunch today, I had a soup and dumplings, and the total bill was $1.30 in US currency. It was about 110 rupees. So really saving a lot of money. What else can I say? Well, it's an experience. The little town I'm in, it's called Rewalsar in Hindi and Sopema in Tibetan. This town is sacred to 3 different religions: Buddhism, Hinduism, and Sikhism. So there's a presence of all 3 religions in this town. It's a very intense place. I'm going to do a little, actually I'm going to take us up to the roof, and I'll do a little panorama up there, and then maybe in the next couple days I'll do a walk around town. So I'll be right back. Alright, so on my way to the roof, here's my apartment. I have a 1-bedroom, well, it's kind of a studio with a kitchen and bath. Nice bed, wardrobe, kind of a countertop here that I can put things on. And I'm pretty high up. I'll show the view once I get up to the roof. My kitchen, view out in the back. Again, I'll show that later. Got some milk, some coffee, some water. Strangely, the packaging here is all in English. They speak a lot of different languages in India, so English seems to be the one they put on the signs. I've got some bottled water, because it's not safe to drink the tap water, and a propane stove, big thing of propane down there, and I do what cooking I can do on the stove. I often make my omelet up here. Sometimes I'll eat downstairs. Got my cheese, some cream for the coffee, some butter to cook in. I had some eggs, but I've eaten all of those. Little bathroom. Hot water heater I have to switch on to take a hot shower. They have showers like this in India. It's kind of a wet bath where you just stand in the middle of the bathroom and take your shower, and then you squeegee all the water down that drain over there. I don't even use the water to brush my teeth. I use bottled water. You gotta be real careful in India. Let's head out to the roof. Alright, so it's kind of windy up here. Sorry if there's some background noise, but this is my town. The lake down there and the mountains. So to close in a little bit, there's a Buddhist monastery up there. You can make out the statue of Padmasambhava, or Guru Rinpoche. He was a Buddhist practitioner in the 7th or 8th century who practiced here in the caves. He was considered a Mahasiddha, which is a great practitioner with powers that developed because of the depth of his practice. And he then went to Tibet and brought Buddhism to Tibet. In Tibet they call him Guru Rinpoche. Down there is a Hindu temple. You may be able to make out the trident. I believe that's a symbol of Shiva, the god Shiva. And little amusement park. And down there you can make out the gold dome of a Sikh temple. They also consider this lake to be sacred. I'm finding it really interesting to learn more about Hinduism and Buddhism. I haven't been to the Sikh temple yet, but I'll probably head over there tomorrow. So yeah, that's my town. I have the apartment for the month. I've been planning to travel around a little bit more of India, but I'm kind of liking being in this apartment and being in this town, getting to know the place, getting to know the rhythm of life in India. It's a fascinating place. I realize I'm getting a little bit off topic. It's supposed to be a carnivore diet channel, and for the next couple of weeks I'm not going to be on carnivore, but well, like I said, life happens. And so that's what I'll be talking about for the next couple of weeks. Then I'm back in the US and I'll be getting back on the carnivore diet. I'll be talking a lot more about how it is to be back on the carnivore diet and any impacts that going off carnivore for a month has had on me. I'm trying to be as real as I can about, about life, and trying to eat in a new way and stick to this diet with all the things that come up, because every one of you has things come up as well. You go on vacation, you're on a cruise or something, you have to go be with family that don't eat carnivore. There's always things that are going to come up in life that may throw us off or may challenge us. By sharing what I'm going through and how I'm handling it and what the pitfalls are, I think that helps all of us to share this experience. I'll talk to you all soon. See you in the next one.